Hello, Pueblo Gardens. This is Mr. Conrad, your principal, and I wanted to take some time to talk to you about the new hybrid model that will be starting here at Pueblo Gardens and across our district starting Thursday, November 12th. Now, first thing, all parents and family members, you must complete the online survey that's in ParentVue no later than November 1st. If you don't, your student will be defaulted to the online program. So if you want to make sure that your student is participating in the in-person model, you need to make sure that you log into ParentVue and complete that survey before Sunday, November 1st is finished. On Monday, November 2nd, we'll be going through and pulling all the data from that survey to make some final determinations as to our schedule and see if any changes need to be made. That's why it's so important that you log into ParentVue and finish that survey and let us know if you would like for your child to continue with online education or attend the in-person option that will be at our school each morning. Now, for those families who are choosing the online option, there are some changes that you'll have to your experience starting November 12th. While you will students will conduct their work online, their Zoom sessions where they're interacting directly with their classroom teachers will only take place in the afternoons, after lunch. Starting at roughly 12:30, students will be able to log into Zoom and conduct lessons with their teachers throughout the course of every afternoon on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. On Wednesdays, they'll be with their teachers Zooming starting nice and early at a regular start time of 8:25, and teachers will conduct those online lessons on Zoom with all learners on Wednesdays, including those who have selected the online option. Now, what do you do in the mornings? Good question. Students who choose the online option will be engaging in those Zoom sessions in the afternoon, but in the mornings, that's when they'll be doing their independent work or asynchronous instruction. They still might log onto their devices to take tests or do assessments, to work on projects. Some of the time during those morning sessions, they will still engage in Zoom sessions, but instead of being with their classroom teachers, they might be doing Zoom sessions with our counselor, Miss Christina, or some of our teachers who provide additional services and interventions to students. However, every afternoon, they'll have that full set of Zoom sessions with their classroom teachers. This model will continue throughout the end of second quarter and may continue even into third quarter after we get back from winter break. However, we'll be receiving updates from our governing board as to any changes that we might have to our instructional model for second semester. Now, for those students whose families select for them to attend the in-person option, they will come to school in the morning to start their sessions with teachers in person every morning on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And then they'll leave campus right around noon, have lunch at home, and then in the afternoon engage in their independent work. And so as students are coming in the morning, they will gather outside the cafeteria in the courtyard. Teachers will come pick them up to take them into the classroom where they will be socially distanced within the classroom and able to complete work with their teachers. Now, there are lots of details about how we're going to make on-campus learning safe for these students. So, if you are one of the families who is wanting to choose the in-person option, listen up. First, students arrive on campus no earlier than 8:10 a.m. This is because we can't have students gathering without being properly supervised because we want to make sure they're being safe. So all students should arrive between 8:10 and 8:20 a.m. Now, when they get here in the morning, we do have breakfasts available for them. For our elementary students, they'll be able to take a grab-and-go breakfast that they will eat in their classroom. For our students in grades 6, 7, and 8, they'll be able to get a grab-and-go breakfast and eat that in the morning before they head to their classes. Regardless, all students coming onto campus must wear a mask, and those masks need to be ones brought from home. Think of it as a school supply. In Pima County, it's already a rule that you need to have a mask that you're wearing anytime you're out in the community. So the same mask that you would wear there, you need to make sure you're bringing with you to school each day, because anytime you're on campus, in the classroom, doing your work, or at any point in the day, you're going to need to make sure you're wearing that mask through all instruction and all activities on campus. Now, once students head into their classrooms, they're going to be working hard because all of the instruction from the teacher is being packed in to that very narrow time from 8:25 in the morning to the time they dismiss in the afternoon. For elementary students, those students are going to dismiss at 11:30, and at that time, they'll be brought over to the cafeteria, and we have a grab-and-go lunch option for them. They will not be eating on campus, but they can take that lunch and head home and have lunch at home. For our middle school students, they will be dismissed at 11:51. Same thing, they'll be brought over to the cafeteria, be able to grab a lunch to take home with them to have that each day. For these students participating in the in-person instructional model each morning, their afternoons are going to be when they engage in their independent work or asynchronous instruction. And again, they might be logging online to take assessments or to do work or finish projects. They might even have some Zoom sessions with our counselor or other teachers who are doing intervention work. But the bulk of their academic work will be done in the morning while they're on campus. For all students, including the students here for the in-person experience, they will participate online every Wednesday starting at 8:25. And so with this model, teachers will be able to work with all of their students, but they'll be splitting the students up between the ones that they're working with physically in the morning and the ones that they're working with online every afternoon. This makes sure that all of our kids get access to each of their teachers without someone else having to come in to provide their primary instruction. We will use this model throughout all of second quarter, and we might continue this model into second semester. But we'll get more information on that from our governing board as we get closer to winter break. Now, some other things to make sure students are safe while they're on campus. Please know that our drinking fountains are not available for student use to drink from. However, all students are allowed to bring a water bottle, and we will have options available for students to fill those water bottles up if you end up using yours while you're here. We also want all students who are coming here physically to make sure they're bringing devices with them. So for middle school students, you'll still bring your iPad every day. And for elementary students, you're going to bring whatever device you've been using, whether it's a Chromebook or a laptop. Even if it's not a district device, you can bring a laptop from home and it'll be able to connect to our internet so that you can do your work on that device in your classroom. Now, if you're in a situation where you've been using a desktop computer at home and you need a portable device, let our office know and we'll make arrangements to get you one. If students are having any kind of symptoms, cough, runny nose, sneezing, feeling achy, nauseous, vomiting, anything like that, those students are going to have to be sent home. And at that point, they'll continue working from home and they'll transition into being online students until they've been symptom-free for 10 days. Now, for families who would like to see them get back to school a little bit faster, you do have the option of getting that student COVID tested twice over the course of their time at home. And if you submit those negative test results to the school, then we can make arrangements to have those individuals come onto campus a little bit more quickly. I want to talk a little bit about students who might come onto campus late. If you're coming here for the in-person learning experience, and you're not here on time between 8:10 and 8:20 a.m., you'll need to go to the front office by the flagpole and line up outside the front door, and individual students will be allowed in one at a time to check in through the front office and then be escorted to class. But please make sure you're making every effort to be on time any day you're participating in instruction. I spoke earlier about how every student needs to wear a mask. That mask needs to be kept on at all times. Please don't try and take your mask off or play with your mask or grab somebody else's mask, because it's important that we keep those on at all times, because those masks are helping us maintain safety and allowing us to be able to have in-person education. Another thing that's very important is social distancing. That means staying at least 6 feet apart from other individuals on campus when at all possible. And so when you come onto campus, you're going to want to physically interact with friends. You're going to want to be able to give people a hug or a high five. And we please ask that you wait to do that until after we are done with this pandemic. If you're coming to the in-person learning experience, you're going to be a little bit separated out from your friends and other students. This is not going to be a time for you to be gathering into groups and playing games or physically interacting with each other. This is going to be just a time to focus on learning while we can provide that support of having you here at school with your teachers. So we do ask that in addition to keeping your masks on, that students are being spaced apart from each other, both in the classroom and at other times while they're on campus. We also are going to ask that all students and staff members on campus are frequently washing their hands, because research shows that if you're washing your hands well with soap and water frequently, that's going to make sure that you get sick less often. It's also going to be important for you to make sure that the area you're working in is kept clean. While our custodians will be coming through the building multiple times each day to clean off surfaces, teachers and students will also be asked to do some cleaning around where they're sitting and working, and to make sure that any desks or stations that they're asked are kept clean so that they can be easily wiped down. Please keep in mind that during times when students are brought outside for PE, or when they're gathering in the morning before class, or in the afternoon after school is being let out, the playground equipment is not available for use. We have safety tape around all of the playground equipment, because if students were to utilize that equipment, then it could be an easy way for them to spread germs back and forth to one another. And so while students are on campus, there won't be utilization of communal equipment or things passed back and forth between them during any kind of activities, whether it's in the classroom or out on the field. That's all I have for my presentation today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can call me, you can email, you can even drop by the front office. Just know, anytime an adult comes into our building, they do need to check into the front office, have their temperature taken, and sign in attesting that they're symptom-free of anything that could potentially be related to the coronavirus. Again, thank you for your support of our school and our students. If there's anything we can do to help make this experience work better for you, please don't hesitate to let us know. Thank you. Have a great day.